Hey guys, been a while since I last uploaded. To be honest, I didn't have any ideas for my channel for a while. And then it hit me. You see, my friends know that I am notorious for making self-insert characters with any fandom I get into. And since I have so many, I decided that it would be a good idea to talk about them. At least the ones that have more backstory and depth. Why don't we call this series Bob? Batches of Breeze. Now, for this first episode, I'm actually going to talk about my most recent one, Manus Combat. A month ago, a group of my friends got me into Manus Combat, showing me the videos, explaining characters and lore, and even convincing me to get Project Nexus. Which is a great game, by the way. Anywho, I got so invested into it that I did what I do best. Put myself in the universe. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Bree. She's 16 years old, 5'4", and actually a gentle girl for being in Nevada of all places. You'll start to see a pattern with my self-inserts being sweet and gentle, by the way, so don't expect much. The story that I have written for Bree is that Deimos finds her during a mission. The story that I'm actually writing is kind of a slice of life with Bree, Hank, Sanford, and Deimos. Throughout their time together, Bree starts to love each boy differently. Deimos she sees as an older brother, which is going to be a trend you're going to see a lot. Hank she sees as a sort of father figure, and Sanford is like that cool uncle everybody loves. I've actually drawn this small group quite a lot in my free time. I even made a small comic based off a scenario a friend of mine thought of. I talk a lot about scenarios with my friends that I plan to draw one day, but I don't know if it'll happen. One thing we discussed was that we have Bree and Deimos in the truck, with Deimos just driving around, probably for a joyride or something, and Bree was with him. All of a sudden, Deimos freezes. Did I leave the stove on? No, I don't think you did. I left the stove on! And then Deimos just drifts hard and zooms back to the base with Bree holding on for dear life. Also, did I mention that in this universe, Bree is shorter than Deimos? Just wanted to put that out there. Something else I should add is that Bree's weapon of choice is a crossbow. However, these bows have, like, explosives on them? Or the bows are explosive? When the bow hits something, Bree has to push this button on a watch that's on her wrist to make it explode. Yeah. When it comes to scenarios, I either come up with really angsty stuff, or wholesomeness. Angsty things would be like Bree dying and the boys are just wrecked from it. Something nice would be the four of them just going for a drive through Nevada. What I really like about having Bree in this universe is the fact that, imagine, the boys come home after a long and hard mission, bloody and bruised and exhausted. However, they smell dinner cooking, only to see Bree making food for them. Someone who cares about them dearly, and as soon as she sees them come in, she smiles. Welcome home, guys! In fact, you guys up for a story? It was such a dark day. A cloudy day. It wasn't a quiet one either. Inside a tall complex in one of the farthest rooms on the 5th floor, there were crates shoved in the back of the room. In the corner behind these crates was a female. She held herself tightly, having no idea as to where she was or who the people were that kidnapped her. As of right now, she only heard gunshots from the floors below, followed by blood-curdling screams. She went to cover her ears, but winced upon feeling the sharp pain in her side. That bullet wound. The gunshots were getting louder, closer. Her body started shaking more, and she slowly held herself, ready to accept her fate. She was going to die. Suddenly, the door on the other side opened. She covered her mouth, wanting to shut her eyes, but was too scared to do so. She slowly moved herself to look through a small opening to see who was inside. There was a man, holding some sort of gun. She couldn't tell what kind. He had bandages around his head, as well as a pair of headphones. He was smoking a cigar, too. Check the room? Fine. He sighed and started to walk around. The girl stayed quiet, keeping her mouth shut as she watched him. She shifted slightly, causing the bullet wound to go deeper into her side. She hissed in pain and lost her balance, knocking over the crates that were blocking her. The strange male quickly aimed his gun to the corner of the room, starting to walk slowly towards the crates. And then she started crying. This completely caught him off guard. He wasn't expecting to hear the voice of a distressed girl. "Who's there?" he asked, stepping closer and kicking the crates to the side. There was no response. He kept his finger on the trigger as he came closer to where the noise was. He moved one last crate out of the way and saw the trembling girl who was holding her side. His eyes widened a bit, and the cigarette fell from his mouth. What the hell? There's more to it, but you gotta check my archive of my own to read more. Getting into Manus combat was actually very beneficial. I was in a rough spot for a while, but hanging with my friends and having them talk to me and get me into it was what I needed. Thank you guys, really. Also, did I mention that I'm getting this little dude soon? He's so cute!